to Navigation Trading Live. You are now part of a growing group of do-it-yourself traders who are trying to change the way investors think about building wealth. But because we don't believe in using financial advisors, stock tips, or traditional financial media, we have to do things different. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science we call trade hacking. At Navigation Trading, our methodology is based on statistics and probabilities, not hype or emotion. Our core strategies have been used by market makers, hedge funds, and floor traders for many years. Now, we share these secrets with you. Whether your goal is to make an extra $1,000 per month or replace your current income, with our guidance, you can achieve financial success beyond your wildest dreams. So, let's get started. What's up, Navigation Traders? Today is Monday, March 19th. Hope everybody had a great St. Patty's Day weekend and ready to get going on the trading for the week. So I know I'm excited. We've got some volatility in the markets. Stocks are down a little bit this morning, which creates opportunity, which creates a little bit of volatility. So that's always a good thing. Don't forget, this is all about you. Any suggestions or topics that you have that you want us to cover, please let us know in the comments below or shoot us an email at info@navigationtrading.com. You guys have been great about asking different questions on topics, and so we really appreciate all the feedback. It really helps us make our content, our courses, our resources, everything that we create, we make that for you guys. And any feedback that you have is extremely helpful for us in creating that stuff. So keep up the good work on that. Also, don't forget, we are closing our pro membership to new members today. So at midnight tonight, we're Central Time, so at midnight Central tonight, we are closing our pro membership to new members. For those people who are already pro members, you know how responsive we are to emails. We get to a certain level of capacity, and we start being delayed on answering emails and servicing our current members. We don't like that, and so we're going to go ahead and shut it down to new members. We're right close to that capacity number. So if you're interested in joining, make sure you do so today. Otherwise, there will be a waiting list, and so you won't be able to join until a spot becomes available. For those of you who are not sure exactly what the pro membership is, basically you can go to navigationtrading.com/pro-member. Don't forget the dash. I don't know why we put that in there, but we did. So navigationtrading.com/pro-member. And what you're getting in the pro membership is you get the alerts. So as soon as we place a trade in our own personal brokerage, immediately you get a text message and an email with that alert. The text message is simply just the actual alert. Then if you look at the email, or if you log into your members area, you'll see some additional trade commentary, getting our thought process on why we put the trade on. We get about 5 to 10 trade alerts per week, depending on how many adjustments and rolls and things that we do. Sometimes, usually a little bit more than that. Probably 10 to 15 is closer to what it is. You get the specific trade entries, trade exits, and trade adjustments. So from start to finish, nothing is left to guess about. You get everything exactly the way we're doing it. We send out a weekly video update every Friday to review all the trades from the week. Why we did this, what we're going to look at doing next week, our whole thought process for the week. You get access to the whole current portfolio, full performance statistics on trades, unlimited email support, and then in addition to the alerts, you get all the training that you need to understand exactly our methodology and how we're trading for all the different strategies, including iron condors, strangles and straddles, calendar spreads, butterfly spreads, directional strategies. We trade some options on futures, which I know is a little bit of a mystery to some people. It's really not much different than trading on stocks or ETFs. A couple little nuances, but we teach you all the exact ins and outs of that. Earnings announcements, trading strategies, which is awesome when stocks start announcing their earnings each quarter. We've got some really powerful strategies around those. Our money flow strategy, obviously unlimited email support on any of that as well. You get our indicators, our watch list, and as another bonus, you get our Trade Hackers Ultimate Playbook, which is a step-by-step 57-page guide to each of those strategies as well. Here's an example of the trade alerts. So you can literally, when you get the alert, you can literally copy, just hit copy and then paste it directly. If you use Toss, you can paste it directly into your broker. And then we give you the trade comments here. And, all opening, closing, this was an opening example. This is a closing trade example. If there's any adjustments, we send those out as well. And this is what the alerts will look like. Very simple, straightforward. There's no guessing of what you need to do. Our video courses you can stream from your computer, tablet, or phone anytime on demand. And so if you're interested, check it out. It's $99 a month, and then you get a deep discount if you do the yearly, which is $4.99 a year. A lot of our members have taken advantage of that because it's such a great discount. But as soon as this clock ticks to 0, this page is going to go away, and it's going to go to a page that's going to queue you up to sign up for our waiting list if you're interested in joining. So if you've been on the fence, if you're trying to figure out if it's for you, might as well check out the trial. You can do a 14-day trial for just $14. And if you like it, then you can keep on going. All right, so that's enough of that. But I wanted to make sure that you were aware that does close today. So let's go to the platform and see what's going on in the markets. If we take a look at let's start with the stock indices. You can see S&P, NASDAQ down over 1%. It's the one leading on the way down. You can see IWM, small caps, down about 0.5%. VIX, volatility is popping up over 8% this morning. GLD pretty flat, gold flat, bonds down, nat gas down almost 2%. Everything pretty red. The emerging markets, ETFs all down, all lower. Real estate a little bit lower. FXI, the Chinese large cap, lower. Energy-related ETFs a little bit lower. XLU popping its head up a little bit. It's staying pretty flat. You can see the futures, same story as the underlying ETFs. Obviously, the grains, soybeans, wheat, and corn all down pretty big today, almost 2%. Looking at some of the scanning through some of the stocks that we follow. Adobe's down over 1%. ADSK down over 1%. Alibaba, excuse me, down almost 2%. See if there's any other big movers. Facebook down almost 5%. Wow. Have to take a look at that one later. Google down 2%. Some of these NASDAQ, all the tech stocks getting hit pretty good. Momo down over 2%. Netflix down almost 1.5%. Let's see what else. Any other big movers? No other major movers. I'll have to see what's happening in Facebook, though. It's interesting. All right, so now what we like to do is we like to put on our trade of the week. And so the symbol that I want to look at is XLU. And XLU is the ETF that tracks utilities. And you can see implied volatility is still decent. We've got an IV percentile of 75, IV rank of 38. So the options in XLU are fairly elevated, giving us a good opportunity to sell. Now, what you'll notice is that XLU is pretty highly correlated to TLT or to the bonds and notes. So if we look at TLT, you can see that chart looks pretty similar, right? We've had this huge downside, kind of just retracing a little bit here and kind of bouncing around. But look at the implied volatility in TLT. You've got an IV percentile of just 20. You've got an IV rank of just 16. So I wouldn't be necessarily looking to put on a trade in the notes or the bonds or in TLT, but XLU does have that higher implied volatility. So I would look to XLU to enter a trade. So if we go to the trade tab, I'm going to look at a couple different scenarios. You can see we're a little bit in the gray area as far as where we like to enter trades. We like to do it between 30 and 60 days to expiration. And you can see with the monthlies, we either got 32 days or 60 days. So the question is, which one do I choose? And the way that we look at that is if we open, let's start with the one with 32 days. And let's go around, let's say the 20 delta on the call side, and we can sell that. And we're going to look at a strangle initially. Because XLU is such a low price symbol, I mean right around 50 bucks, it's really hard to do a defined risk trade unless you did like a butterfly, because you just don't collect enough credit to make it worthwhile. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So that we've got the 20 delta on the call. If we look at about the 20 delta on the put side, you can either go 16 or you're not using the half point strikes. So you can do the 16 delta or the 28. Let's just choose the 28, so say 49 on the put side. So if we go to analyze this trade, here's what you'll see. One, if we set our slices to break even and we take a look at this, we've got about a 64% probability of success if we held this all the way to expiration. But look at the credit we're receiving. We're only getting $57. We're only getting a 57-cent credit on the options. That's almost not worth it. So you need to do a couple things. You would need to narrow in price even further to get closer to price, to make that initial credit higher, to make it worth the risk and worth the transaction cost. Or what I want to look at doing is, what if we just went out to 60 days? That's still in our wheelhouse. It's not too far out by any means. And so if we took a look at this and we could say, okay, let's look at the 17 delta. We can sell the strangle here. And on the put side, we can look at about the 1647 on the put. So this is probably not going to be enough credit that I like either. Yeah, you're getting 55 cents, but let's take a look at what we can do from here to adjust this. So let's uncheck the 30-day and let's look at the 60. One, if you look at this, we are getting now 54 cents credit. So not too much different from that, but look how much wider our break-evens are. This is where the break-evens were on the 32-day one. So we're going way further away from the money. So we're widening our range by a massive number. And if we change this to reflect the current expiration date, February 19th, you can see now we've got almost a 76% chance of success. So if you like the wider range like this, you could do this. Or I'd like to collect more credit. I like to get more than 54 cents. And so I could just move my strikes closer by 1 point on each side. So let's move this down to the 52. Let's move this up to the 48. Unlock our box there. And so now what you'll see is it lowers our range, lowers our probability of success, but it gives us a max profit now of 92 cent credit, or $92 per contract. Okay, so that's getting closer to that dollar that we like to collect on a strangle like this. It's just really hard when you're messing with a low price symbol around $50. You've got to get a little bit more narrow. You might need to do a little more contracts to get to the same point where you do on other trades. But that's where I'm leaning more towards, a little bit more narrow and going out 60 days, collecting more credit. And so I'm gonna mess around with this, try to get filled. If I get filled at my prices, we will shoot this out to pro members. And again, if you're not already a pro member, make sure you take a look and see if it's something that you are interested in. Closes at midnight tonight. Everybody have a great week of trading. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments, and we'll talk to you next week.